This
They
gonna sound
they
crazy. So I would say if you are feeling like, hey, I'm interested in an alternative lifestyle, get therapy, find a counselor, find a therapist.
Okay.
If that is not available to you, regardless of your faith, um, find you a Catholic confessional.
Been through it all, but we up. We done been through it all, but we here, man.
You know, I talk about my nephew a lot. Like I'm extremely proud of him, and so it's interesting. Like when you think about like being a parent, I had to. He didn't do what I wanted him to do, and so I was real salty for a while that I felt like he should have done. But I also had to tell him, like, I didn't raise him to be Barack Obama.
Yeah.
That is not what I poured into him.
Yeah.
What I poured into him is be self-sufficient, take care of yourself, and be able to provide for your family.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I poured into him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, so like, I was like, well, Darrell, you can't be mad at him. He is exactly what you
had to come to terms.
Yeah, I had to come to terms because I wanted, like, you have, the world is your oyster and you have all of these opportunities, but I didn't help him navigate the space to be able to seize all of those opportunities. What I poured into him was very limited in terms of when you go out into the world, take care of yourself.
Correct.
And so, like I said, I'm proud of him because when he left at 18, he ain't never looked back. He ain't never said, hey, can you send me $50 to put gas in the car?
Yeah.
Can you, you know what I'm saying? Can you loan me $100? The light's about to get turned off. Yeah. He left and never looked back. And so because of that, he, you know, was able to buy his first house at 22. I didn't buy my first house until I was 32.
Yeah.
So to me, he's already up. You know what I'm saying? Because again, as the generations go, you want the next generation to be able to do better than you. Exactly. And so for him to be able to purchase his first house 10 years earlier than I did, that's I can't ask for nothing. And he didn't say, hey, can you give me $10,000 to put for the down payment? You see what I'm saying? Like he was just like, it literally was like, hey, I'm thinking about a house and I'm going to close it next week. I'm like, okay, cool. You do the thing. Yeah. Now, coming up, we talked about credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, you know, that's my specialty, baby.
I know. So,
hey, Mr. 800, you know what I mean? I know we on touch the topic.
We on touch the topic.
Hey,
I'm a dip in this and we're going to come right on that. But no, so we talked about, so when he was 15, 16, hey, I'm going to put you on this credit card. So you have an account that shows some history. Yeah. So by the time he bought his house, he had credit for over 6 years.
Yeah.
So again, that length of credit, type of credit, I'm not telling you nothing you don't know. So we talked about that.
No,
so
but you talking about something that Black people
don't talk about because that,
you know
right,
I mean?
exactly.
Because, right, I tell people this story all the time, D. My mom, who happens to be a housewife, was the first person, this was before rappers was talking about it. She had a Black card.
Okay, right.
You know what I mean? So her credit was immaculate. So you talking about, like you say, 30 years ago, possibly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What she had from a credit perspective was what could have created generational wealth, but the information
didn't get passed down. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she didn't have the information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. So it's like now I had to go and get information on my own. So like you say, what my daughter is going to be a part of, it's going to be next level.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the point. That's the point. Because that's the point. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be able to be. I made a Facebook post of what is your plan for your grandkids?
Yeah.
Like, what's your plan?
Yeah.
So what are you doing today that 3 generations from now will be able to benefit? I don't think we think about that. I don't think we are intentional.
But Black people, once again, we're so religious because you're talking to a PK.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I tell people, you know, and I'm hijacking this from you real quick because, you know, when I hear of a parent, you know, that say, hey, once they get to 18, you know, that's it. You know what I mean? But I was like, well, you're not walking in accordance to your Christian faith.
Right.
Because the Bible says to leave an inheritance for your children's children. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you just hit it.
Yeah.
So from an
what they inheriting?
Yeah.
What they're inheriting your trauma.
You know what I mean?
They're inheriting your debt.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pay for your funeral.
Yeah. What are you leaving? What are you leaving that 3 generations they're gonna still be suffering from or prospering from?
Yeah.
And being intentional. And so I actually am having conversations like with my nephew and his generation about being very intentional about children.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of us just lay down
and have kids
recklessly without any intention.
Correct.
And now the kids are here and you don't have no plan. Now you're trying to figure it out and scrambling, and now they're 20 and you just now figuring it out.
Bro, you know, me and you can have this conversation for a long time, man. We've been talking for a minute.
Have we?
Yeah.
You turn the TV off. I forgot what time it is.
We gonna have to come back. You know what I mean? Because there's some things that you touched on, especially from your father's perspective, that we didn't get into. Yeah. So I would definitely love to talk about that. You know what I mean?
Can we talk about the clitoris next time too?
No, we're not talking. No, we
can't.
No, we ain't talking.
Why can we not? Why is that not a topic?
I'm Xing this out.
Why can't that be a topic?
We ain't talk about that. You know what I mean? And also, you know, before you go, I would like to know, you know, if there's some advice, I don't know if that's the right word, that you can give to somebody who doesn't have, even though, like I say, we're in a day and age to where it's quote unquote cool to come out, you know what I mean? But you still have that pressure because you have, you know, religion and a lot of things of that sort that still are handcuffing individuals.
Yeah.
You know, what would you say to that person to be able to talk, if not to their parents, possibly somebody, so they don't have this pressure or this weight? Because like you said, kids these days, unfortunately, they're relieving their life. And when I mean relieving, like they're taking their life,
themselves.
You know what I mean? Unaliving themselves, unfortunately, you know what I mean? Because of pressure that they're dealing with because they're not built for it tough.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what type of words of encouragement or, you know, what type of advice would you give to somebody who's dealing with that, you know what I mean? But not quite sure of how to, you know, express that to their parents, whoever, you know,
this gonna sound crazy. So I would say if you are feeling like, hey, I'm interested in an alternative lifestyle, get therapy, find a counselor, find a therapist.
Okay.
If that is not available to you, regardless of your faith, find you a Catholic confessional.
Somebody who you could just talk to, but you ain't got to worry about them.
You ain't got to worry about them. You could just let it out, say it, and it's there. And when you leave that confessional, that's where it is. Because I think just being able to hear the words out of your mouth, and as you talk through it, there's some healing that happens in and of that process.
Okay.
So, like I said, if you can't, you know, if there's not a therapist or you don't have your own insurance, find you a Catholic church. They have confessional, you know, do your Hail Mary. Even if you're not Catholic, I just think going there, sitting there for 5-10 minutes, let it out, come back next week, do the same thing until you start to feel better.
Okay. Well, D, this has definitely been. This it, man. It's been a conversation. I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
All over the place.
I appreciate you for one coming and, you know, having this conversation, open yourself up, talking about some things that, you know, you may not have spoken about, you know what I mean, before. So
yeah, no, this is good.
Allow yourself to be vulnerable, you know what I mean? None of that toxic male masculinity.
We didn't talk about the clitoris as much as I would have liked to, because I think it is an amazing piece of anatomy. But no, thank you. No, this was good. This was definitely enjoyable.
Yeah, it's needed. And like I say,
I appreciate you.
We definitely, like I say, gonna come back again, man, and have the conversation.
I'm here for
again. You know, this your boy Reginald,
Coach Grizzly on Instagram, aka Darrell Williams, Guillory hyphenate. That's my married name, which I don't use very often, but that's what it is.
That's what it is. All right. Well, hey man, we appreciate y'all tuning in to Touch a Topic, a place where we come and talk about topics that pierce your soul in order to help grow, shape your mind. Till next time. We out. Appreciate it, bro.
Been through it all, but we We done been through it all, but we here, man. Been through it all, but we up. We done been through it all, but we here, man.